The cogwheel is a three-dimensional geometry, and when we drag it into the scene tree, you can see how it just looks like this white square almost. So what I want to do right away is drop a material on this so that we will be able to see the shading a little bit better. And then I'm going to go into the transformation axis and just rotate this a little bit so we can see it. Scale it up if we want to. Now I'm going to go into the cogwheel properties here. Number one, we have the use LOD again, which is on by default. Underneath that, we have the tessellation. And if we come over here and turn on our wireframe, you can see if we increase this tessellation, how it's going to smooth out or create more polygons within this cogwheel. So depending on what shape you're making out of this cogwheel, tessellation is something you may need to pay attention to if you want the corners to be a little bit smoother. So we'll turn wireframe off. Now below that we have corners, and we can take it down to 3, or we can take it up to the max amount of 100. We also have a height here, and as we increase the height, what that's doing is actually increasing the height of this cogwheel. So here we are again, we rotated it a little bit, so we are increasing the height of the cogwheel, not the tooth height. The tooth height is the next option below it. Set to 10 by default. We can increase or decrease this, so let's rotate this back so we'll see it a little bit more. And in the tooth height setting, as I increase it, you can see how it makes the tooth height higher. The solid circle in the middle gets smaller. And then if we decrease the tooth height, we can take it all the way up and make basically a circle out of it. So we'll increase the tooth height a little bit here. We also have a diameter, and as we increase or decrease the diameter, it basically just scales this cogwheel up or down, depending which way you're going. Below the diameter, we have a hole, so we can put a hole in the middle of this cogwheel if need be. And then we also have a bevel, so we can actually bevel the teeth. And if we just rotate this again a little bit here, we will see more completely how the bevel affects those teeth there. So if we take the bevel down to 0, it's sharp corners. If you increase it, it bevels each corner there. Now we also have an inner bevel, a show top, and show bottom. So let's just rotate this back so we can see it a little bit better. If we come back into our inner bevel, we can turn this inner bevel on the circle on or off. We also have a show top. Now the top of this cogwheel is not showing, but if we come in here and rotate this around, the bottom of the cogwheel is showing. So if we go back into the cogwheel, now we can reverse that and show top and turn the bottom off. And if we rotate this here around, you can see now that the bottom is off. We go back into the cogwheel, we can turn them both on. There's a center point, and it's set to center by default. We can also change it to bottom and top. And this is the point at which the cogwheel will grow when you adjust the height. So if you want it to grow from the bottom, you just set it to bottom, and you can adjust the height and it will increase the height from the bottom. With variations of the tooth height, the diameter, the hole, the bevels, the amount of corners, you can get a lot of different shapes from this cogwheel.